Our Woodstock. Two Live Crews, Uncle Luke Campbell, if you remember, he says that Freaknik was our Woodstock. And this headline says Atlanta's iconic spring break blowout became the greatest black gathering in America. Now, I would beg to differ. I have basically been to the very first Freakniks in Atlanta. I went to Spelman, so I want to chime in on some of it. From what I remember, the very first Freakniks were really small gathering of only the students that went to like Morehouse and Spelman and Clark. And it was at a little park somewhere, real tiny, like you would have a family picnic. And that's all it was. This could be my opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the Freaknik in Atlanta got the idea from the Greek picnic in Philadelphia that began in 1975. Now, Philadelphia's Greek picnic took place at Fairmount Park's Plateau, or the Platte. You're probably familiar with Will Smith's rendition of Summer Madness, where he says, "A place called the Plateau, that's where everybody goes." I didn't know that Philadelphia was called the Athens of America. And judging from the architecture in Philadelphia, it's easy to see why it's called the Athens, or was called the Athens of America. Athens being considered the birthplace of democracy, as well as the cradle of Western civilization, but also the center of paganism. The original Greek picnics and festivals would be described as a divine madness that would come over the people, and you can kind of see from the art that they were into, ingesting substances and definitely drinking a lot of wine. And I can identify that the reigning spirit of these festivals, these Freakniks, now it's very clear that it's Dionysus. So this is the wild parties, the Freakoffs, and that's what's happened to the Greek picnic as well as the Freakniks. They progressively became more wild. By the time I graduated college and I was adulting, my first job at Crawford Long Emory University, I couldn't even get to work because of the gridlock caused by the Freaknik. So I was over it because of that. And it was like a parking lot all up and down Peachtree, all the way into like Buckhead. And it was embarrassing because you would see nude, partially nude women, girls coming out of sunroofs, dancing, and gangs of guys just rushing up to cars and hands all over the women. I mean, camcorders were a thing, so I'm sure a lot of people are nervous because this stuff has been documented on film. And, some people are now respectable. They hold all these big positions. And I can see why they're worried about what might be portrayed on a lot of these tapes. I think the Greek picnic in Philadelphia has also been halted because of the wildness. Just, you have now people infiltrating, and just the spirit of the event is just more progressive as the culture becomes progressively liberated. And I can see how people, when they become more successful, these low-level little picnics and festivals, that's just priming them for later on, if they rise up in society with money and influence, power, they begin to engage in more of these type of parties I will call them libertines. And I got this from a lady who has a channel called Leaving Babylon, and she really connected for me who these people are. They are libertines. And I want to talk more about that because looking back at history, the history of America, I can see the infiltration of the libertines, and they have double speak. And when we read documents, historical documents, even a lot of patriotic things that I got caught up in, I believe that it is double speak. When they say liberty, they mean liberty from God and his laws. They want to do as thou wilt. They have secret parties. You may go to a party and have access to some of these events, but you're not going to the after party. There is an after party. And some of us have stumbled into rooms and we wish that we hadn't seen things, and we quickly close the door. We do not want access. We did not want access to that. And now it's becoming ever so clear that this group is based on ancient paganism, and this is their religion. They are libertines, and they do what they will, whatever it is. They want to enjoy things. They are hedonistic and decadent. And looking at a lot of these libertines and how things are unfolding right now at this time, we're watching what you could call Greek tragedies. And it's really sad, especially when you involve children and the innocence. I mean, all of us, this entire culture, we've lost our innocence. And I'm looking forward to the day that innocence is restored, and that a lot of the people that got caught up in this trap, it's absolutely a trick bag, that you can be liberated from the Most High Yah's laws and live happily ever after. It doesn't work that way. And I hope that some of these people can be redeemed. I mean, wouldn't you want to see that? I don't want to see people just be destroyed utterly. I just, hope that we can see some redemption, because it would be really encouraging, because it's sad to watch.